Live by the commandments. My dear friends, there is this beautiful story of an elderly man who is very well known for his advice to the youngsters. Once, an youngster came to visit this elderly man seeking for some advice. And the elderly man took this man for a walk along a road. And as both were walking along the road, this youngster started to pouring out all his problems to the elderly man. This youngster said, "I'm really getting angry with my parents. Every time they speak of rules, regulations, and laws, and so on and so forth, they say, don't do that, don't do this, do that, do this, and so on. And I'm really getting fed up with them. I feel that my freedom is being taken away from them, by them." And again, this elderly man did not speak a word. He just kept on listening to him, and they walked further. And on one end of that road, they saw this road as they were walking. The same road was split into two roads. And on one side of the one road, beginning of one road, there was a signboard on which it is written, "Beware of animals. We are not supposed to enter in. It's a dangerous zone," it is written. And even after reading that signboard, this elderly man kept on walking on that same dangerous road. And looking at this elderly man, this youngster started shouting, "Oh, my dear man, you see the signboard, it says it's a dangerous zone, it is a dangerous area. How can you walk there?" And the elderly man looked back at the youngster and said, "After all, don't I have the freedom to walk the path that I want? How can this small signboard bar or put a hurdle for my freedom?" he said. And after listening to this youngster came to understand what lesson this elderly man is trying to teach him. My dear friends, we know that rules, laws, and regulations are very, very important for us as human beings. These rules and regulations is what brings us order and harmony in our life, in our society. We cannot imagine a society without rules and regulations. It will be like without laws and rules and regulation in the society will be like a horse without its bridle. It would run uncontrollably, destroying everything. My dear friends, in today's society we see most of us are accustomed to the culture that we look at the laws and rules and regulations in a very negative way. We run after the illusionary freedom that we think is the most important in our life. Yes, today's gospel reading today, therefore, tells us an important lesson that we are supposed to follow the commandments of the Lord, as well as for us it is the laws and rules and regulations of the society. Yes, Jesus also connects following the commandments with the love that is towards him. He says, "Whoever keeps my commandments is the one who really loves me," he says. My dear friends, we are in this time, in this situation of the COVID-19 pandemic disaster. This gospel exhorts each and every one of us today that we are supposed to follow the rules and regulations put by the government officials and the people who are in the high authority. And thus we are supposed to support each other in protecting and in safeguarding every one of us in our society. May God bless us in our effort. Amen.